Hey, everybody, welcome to the show. Glad to be here. Glad you could join me. Thanks for tuning in. We'll start out with, as always, please consider giving the show a star rating, a like, a follow. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell everybody that you can to come check us out and, spread the word about the show. Today, I am on the road traveling for work. It's been a very, very, very long week so far. A lot of miles, a lot of stuff going on. But I wanted to take time and get an episode together here for you. I am coming to you directly from a undisclosed hotel room in Windsor, Connecticut. So that's where I'm staying over tonight. Usually when I stay out of town, we try to stay in Holiday Inn Expresses. They seem to be pretty good. Get some pretty decent rewards. Usually breakfast in the morning is pretty decent. Rooms are usually clean, and I've really yet to find any real issues with any Holiday Inns. Not that this episode is endorsed by Holiday Inn or IHG hotels or anything like that, but yeah, I used to stay a lot at Hampton Inns and stuff, but now I've changed over to Holiday Inn Express, and so far I've been pretty satisfied. So big traveling week for me. Staying out of town all week. I get to do it occasionally. Well, I shouldn't say get to do it. It can be pretty trying. For those of you out there listening that travel for work, know that it can be tough living out of a duffel bag. I did it for quite a while in the past and did not go well. Not great for kids. Not great for relationships. Not great for yourself. And trying to manage a home and stuff going on there. But for some people it works, and I'll tell you the test of a relationship can definitely be one person working out of town for any extended amount of time. That really shows the teamwork of a relationship for sure. But yeah, tonight I'm going to go over a couple things. Continuing on with the whole traveling for work thing. One of the downfalls that I find when traveling for work is that finding somewhere decent to eat can be kind of hard. I used to stick to the drive-through places, stuff like that. Obviously not good for your health. A lot of salt, a lot of garbage, right? What I, big saying is garbage in, garbage out, right? So after about a week of eating fast food, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, you definitely start to feel the effects of all of the junk that you put in your body. So as recently, since I've been trying to eat healthier and take better care of myself, I try to find usually somewhere decent to eat. Most of the time I stick with chains. Longhorn Steakhouse, Texas Roadhouse, Outback, anywhere where you can go get like a decent piece of meat, a couple sides, something that is not deep fried or comes in a wrapper. Which of course it's gonna cost a little bit more to eat that way. But today I stopped by Taco Bell for lunch because I was craving Taco Bell, and I mean my bill there was $22 or $23. So obviously hitting the drive-through these days, or Taco Bell itself, used to be really cheap, but apparently not anymore. But yeah, that's just kind of, I don't know if maybe it was the area I was in or what, but it seemed a little pricey. So yeah, I try to have, a piece of grilled chicken or a steak, and usually some kind of vegetable and potato on the side, which again, the stuff is more than likely full of salt and not cooked how you would cook it yourself. But when you're at the mercy of having to go out for dinner, I suppose there's worse choices, right? So another time in the past, I was out of town for about 6 months ago. I was out of town for another project or work, and we had a salesman come out, and he had been in the area before, and he was a tech that traveled a lot, and he worked his way up to. Well, he's semi-retired now, but he he gets a little more adventurous than I do. He finds like little mom and pop places to go eat instead of chain restaurants. Um, you can tell he is a seasoned traveler by just kind of how he talks to people and carries himself and the places he finds. So, um, he finds I think I might have told this story before, but he finds a little bar in Wisconsin, and we walk in at 11 o'clock in the morning, and people are in there drinking, which apparently in Wisconsin is a very normal thing. People start drinking much earlier than that, and the bars are open much earlier than that. Um, but yeah, we go in, sit down, and they had some burger deal. I think it was burger and fries for like $6, and then whatever you want to drink. And it was really good, considering it's some little dive bar, but it was good food, and affordable and cheap, and had personality, and more of a authentic experience. So tonight I ventured, I guess, a little bit out of the norm, and found myself at Bear's Smokehouse Barbecue here in Windsor, Connecticut, and they have a few other locations, Hartford, and then down in Asheville, North Carolina. I guess there's a few too. Um, it was your typical barbecue place. You walk in, smells like smoke, um, cafeteria style, and you got all the rough cut lumber and tin and all that kind of stuff playing, or the aesthetic of a barbecue restaurant, I guess. So I got it. I walked in. I got the 2 meat combo. It was like $23. Um, and find my receipt here. The 2 meat combo and a fountain drink. Fountain drink was $3, and then the 2 meat combo was $23. So pick 2 meats, and then two sides. Um, so for my meats, I picked a quarter rack of ribs. They were baby back pork ribs, and then the smoked turkey. And my two sides were tater tots and macaroni and cheese. So get my food, go pay for it. Waited for the tater tots, so they were fresh. I can't complain about that. And paid at the register with a couple dollar tip. Um, Came to $32, I guess. I I don't know, for dinner. That's, well, I mean, Taco Bell wasn't much less, but for dinner, that's kind of uh, we'll let me get further through the review here. So I go over to their fountain drinks. I had their sweet sauce on my meat. Um, and then I go over to they also had some desserts, banana pudding, and I think a couple other things. I didn't have a chance to try those this time, and walked over to their fountain drinks, and they had some different sodas there. And actually, it was very rare, but I found birch beer, actually, which I really like and haven't had in a long time. So I found that on the soda fountain. Theirs is the clear birch beer. I'm used to the red, which I think most of the time is just red dye, so probably healthier for you. It was good birch beer. I don't know what brand it was or anything. It didn't really have it on the label. But no, it was good. It was good birch beer. I was really pleased actually to find that at a restaurant. So grab my birch beer, go over, sit down, and I'll post. I posted a picture of the food on the Instagram page, and yeah, sit down, start eating. First thing I noticed is the food is not as hot as I would have liked it to. The tater tots were, because they came out of the fryer. But the meat was kind of cold. I shouldn't say cold. It was like room temperature, maybe a little bit warmer. And the mac and cheese, same thing. Wasn't really piping hot, but I suppose when it's a setup like that, cafeteria style, it's kind of difficult to get hot food. I suppose like it just was fresh cooked and came out of the kitchen. Nevertheless, start eating my food. The turkey was good. Um, it was good smoked turkey. Good, well seasoned. The sauce was good. The ribs, same thing. Trimmed nicely. Fall off the bone. Didn't have to really chew on them too hard. Good smoke. And again, sauce was good. Not any grizzle or anything on the ribs. And you got it's a quarter rack of ribs, so like 3 ribs. Mac and cheese was good. It had it was like a creamy mac and cheese with some kind of, maybe like a rub in it, some kind of rub seasoning or something like that. And the tater tots were really good. The tater tots were like fried perfectly, nice and crunchy on the outside, soft on the inside. I think they might have thrown some salt on them, but yeah, the tater tots were really good. Overall, good food. I wouldn't say it's like the best thing I've ever had, but it was pretty good. For trying something new and going somewhere out, I don't know if I would go back again, just because it didn't like blow me away. Like, oh, I got to come back and have this again. The other thing I would have liked to see with the combo meals is a piece of cornbread added in, because usually when you go to a barbecue place, they throw in a piece of cornbread. It's not usually a side, which I found kind of weird, but that's fine. However they do it, gave me a very like chain type feeling, I suppose. Just the way that it was. But birch beer was really good. Glad to see that, and they had a couple other like strawberry soda, grape soda, just some things that you don't normally see at a soda fountain in a restaurant. Usually it's a pretty standard Pepsi or Coke product kind of thing. And the tater tots were phenomenal, and the mac and cheese was good, had good flavor. Actually, I shouldn't say nothing was bad. I just wish it would have been hotter. But yeah, nothing was bad. But again, nothing that like blew me away, kind of thing. But all in all, if you like barbecue and you've never been there, give it a shot. I don't think you'd be disappointed, really. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just my taste in food. But yeah, and it could have been the items I picked. Maybe if I would have picked something else, it could have been different. And I would have liked to try their desserts too. But all in all, yeah, if you're in the Windsor, Connecticut, or Hartford area, or in the Asheville, North Carolina area, it is Bear's Smokehouse Barbecue. One of the places I used to go quite a bit down in Florida was Mission Barbecue. And Bears kind of strikes me as sort of like Mission Barbecue. But personally, I think Mission Barbecue is a little bit better. So from what I've had, maybe I'd have to try it again. I could give it a second shot for sure. Maybe I'm maybe I'm being too hard and judgmental on it, but yeah. I mean, if you'd like to give it a shot, it's in that area, and again, it's Bear's Smokehouse Barbecue. Not endorsing the episode at all. Just that's what I had for dinner tonight. Thought I'd give my opinion on the place. So moving on from there, tonight's topic is going to be something that is the key, I think, to kind of everything in life, almost. It's the key to accomplishing anything, rather. And when you think of things that you would like to accomplish, they can be a variety of different things, whether they're a physical thing or a mental thing or a habit or whatever. The one thing that you have to do any of this is confidence. Myself, sometimes I lack confidence in my ability or myself, and I think a lot of people do. So yeah, that's what we're going to talk about tonight. We're going to talk about the nine things that are holding you back from being confident. And I'm sure out of these 9 things that most of you have one or two. And confidence is something that you have to, I guess, acknowledge or notice, and then kind of go to, work on it, be conscious of it, really. Rather, it's, something that you always have to keep in your mind. And sometimes it can be difficult. It's much easier to, on some of these 9 things, just to kind of look the other way or go the other way, but anyway, we'll start out with number 1. Number 1 is you care too much about what other people think. Like I mentioned before, my counselors told me, and I think this is a great thing, and sometimes I forget it, but it's none of your business what other people think about you. Basically, there's nothing you can do about it anyway, right? So people are going to think about you what they want to think. It's tough. It's tough to realize or deal with, but that's the reality of the situation. So when you care too much about what people think about you, what we tend to do is we tend to try to be what other people want us to be, give them the answers they want to hear, stuff like that. But in return, that's hurting us, right? Because we're not being ourselves. We don't have the confidence to basically disagree with somebody or, be ourselves. So that's number 1. You care too much about what other people think of you. Number 2, which I do quite often, is negative thinking. When we are constantly have negative thoughts or negative thinking about ourselves or situations or decisions that we've made, we become what we think. So if we think negatively about ourselves, we're going to have negative outcomes and situations. So that's something that we need to be conscious of and work on is negative thinking, negative thoughts. We need to try to reassure ourselves or remind ourselves that we are confident. We're confident in what we think about ourselves and in our abilities and things of that nature. So number 2 is negative thinking. Number 3, social media living. Now this one is a big one. This goes on quite often these days because with basically we're all consumed with social media. Without social media, I wouldn't have this podcast or the YouTube channel or anything, or be inspired to do such a thing. But the thing that we have to remember is people only post what they want you to see. So they, their vacations, their family get-togethers, their new car, their, their, I don't know, bank account. I don't know. They only post what they want people to see, but, they, in reality, could have, their life's not that great. It's pretty normal. Just because we have, instances where we have some really great stuff to show off, doesn't always mean everything is always rainbows and unicorns, right? We all know this. We all know that sometimes just everything isn't fucking epic in our life. We especially me. I lead a pretty fucking boring life. Go to work, come home, do the family thing, do the normal routines, go to bed, get up, do it the same way the next day. But occasionally we have some cool shit go on or happen and we want to share it with people. But for you to compare your life constantly to the things that we see on the phone or on the computer, you're fooling yourself. This is not reality. These are events in people's life. This is not how their entire life is. This doesn't happen for them all day, every day. Even rich people or celebrities, stuff like that, they have their shitty days. They have, they have their normal stuff that happens to them. So number 3, social media living. Don't do it. Number 4, self-deprecating talk. It kind of goes along with negative thinking or, you have to value yourself. Value, when you value yourself, that shows on the outside and that, shines through and people notice that. They notice it in your body language and, when you say certain things, it can be, it can, it can be looked at poorly. When you're always miserable, down on yourself, everything is, poor me and Eeyore and everything else, and my life sucks, and I can't do this and I can't do that. Well, to be honest with you, people just don't want to fucking hear it all the time. They'll be supportive as much as they can to begin with, but at some point they're just not going to give a shit anymore, and they're just going to kind of blow you off, or people don't want to be around that. That's like you're dragging others down around you, right? So people will distance themselves from you. So if you are going to talk that way about yourself, it doesn't show that shows that you lack confidence in yourself, and that's going to drive people away. So number 4, self-deprecating talk. Number 5, blaming. When we blame people, it's because we feel less confident about controlling our situation. Uh, Everything is everybody else's fault or something else's fault. You know, I, you know, I got a flat tire because um, somebody left nah, I guess that's not really a good example. Um, you know, I was late to work because the guy in front of me was driving too slow. Okay, well, in reality, you should have just left earlier, right? Um, it's we can't blame everyone else and everything else for the way that we feel about ourselves because we're not confident people. I guess it's we we are we have to be in control of ourselves, in control of our lives. It's up to us. Like it's our life. We need to own our shit. When we make a mistake, just fucking deal with it and suck it up. And when you can do that, people have more respect for you, and therefore you feel better about yourself, right? So number 5 is blaming. Stop blaming. Number 6, setting the bar too low for yourself. Uh, yeah, that's kind of that's I think I kind of do that occasionally. I think I kind of do all of these things really, in one aspect or another. But setting the bar too low for yourself. Um, why? 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 I mean, it's good to make smaller goals. They're obtainable, correct? But they shouldn't be goals that are easily obtained because that's not really a goal, right? Um, it's you know having having the confidence in yourself that you can accomplish something big is going to allow you to set bigger goals, right? So for me, I want to drop. God, I think it's going to be about 110 pounds, right? That's a huge goal. It's like huge, right? So I'm practicing um, intermittent fasting. That's my newest approach to my dieting or weight loss or whatever. So basically, the first day I'm going to fast for 16 hours. Never done it before. Now, the easier route is to fast for 12 hours, right? That's where people tend to begin, but not me. I'm going to do 16 hours. And it was tough, but I did it. I accomplished it. I had the confidence in myself that I knew I was going to be able to accomplish it. So, um, you know, it's not a huge bar, but it's better than 12 hours, right? So it's, you know, it's obtainable, but it's not like the easiest or lowest thing to do. So number 6 is setting the bar too low for yourself. Number 7 is thinking you don't have anything to say or contribute. Um, you could have some really valuable ideas and insights at your job, in your friend group, um, at home with your family. Um, there's and if you don't think you have anything to say or anything to contribute, who's going to know? No one's ever going to know. You uh, you could be the next, I don't know, millionaire for something that you have to contribute, or that could be your next promotion, or um, you know, uh, my I guess a saying in confidence, and I don't know if it necessarily applies to this one. I think it's just in confidence in general. The great one, Wayne Gretzky, always said, "You miss 100% of the shots you don't take." So even thinking that you don't have anything to say or contribute, just trying it, throwing it out there, maybe you do. You know, it remains to be seen. But if you don't try, you don't take the shot, no one's ever going to know. You'll never know. So you need to have that confidence in yourself to and I'm not saying be rude or interrupt or make things all about yourself, but be involved in a conversation when you're in a group setting, and see where it goes. So number 7 is thinking you don't have anything to say or contribute. Number 8, dismissing compliments. This can be a tough one too. Obviously, we want to take them graciously. We want to take our compliments graciously, right? We don't want to be a egotistical jackass and just think that because we're getting compliments that our shit doesn't stink. That's not what this is about. It can be hard. It can be like, especially if you don't have self-worth or confidence, to take a compliment and kind of accept it and feel good about it, right? I don't know why this happens, but it just does. So, start to try to mitigate that and take your compliments graciously. So number 8 is dismissing compliments. And finally, our last one, number 9, ruminating. Ruminating is basically dwelling on things. I do this a ton. This is like an anxiety thing. It's definitely a lack of confidence, right? Because you're always second guessing yourself. And the things that decisions or things that you said or things that you did, keep you like, you just dwell on those for days, for hours. Sometimes we just have to accept the fact that not everything we do is perfect. And we're gonna embarrass ourselves occasionally. We're gonna fuck up. But again, you gotta own your shit and just move past it, right? Accept that you have the confidence in yourself to accept that you acknowledge that you made a mistake or felt that you made a mistake, and just kind of learn from that, suck it up, and move on. So number 9 is ruminating, dwelling on things that you feel like you messed up. So yeah, overall, I think these nine things definitely describe variables of people who lack confidence, and I think a lot of people lack confidence these days. I guess we have two. We live in a world where there's people of different sides of the token. We have people who are not confident themselves, and people who are overconfident in themselves. That can be kind of douchebags. So we don't want to be the douchebag, but we also don't want to be the timid, invisible guy either. So, and with this, This is, confidence is key in life to get you the things that you want. You have to have confidence to, go to job interviews, apply for jobs, um, confidence in yourself that you know that your ability uh, and your skill and your work ethic is good enough to keep your job so you can buy a car, you can buy a house, you can take trips. Um, you have to have confidence to be a parent. Um, your kids will pick up on that. They see that their parent is not confident, they're going to kind of follow suit. Um, you know, it's especially as men, we want to be leaders. We're supposed to be leaders, um, and part of that is having confidence. So, it's a very important thing for men to have, especially and women, but mostly men, um, to you know even in finding a mate, a wife, a girlfriend, or whatever you're into. Um, you have to have the confidence to talk to them. You have to have the confidence to um, develop a relationship and move forward with things, and um, be confident in yourself that you're going to be a good mate and an asset to the relationship. Um, the other person depends on you. So, but that's all I have for this episode. Kind of short compared to what we usually do, but I thought it was a good topic to talk about, and been trying to enjoy my time on the road as much as possible. Sucks not being home, but we we do what we got to do. Take care of shit, get shit done. But for now, that's all I have, and take care of yourselves and each other.